Motorsports Radio.
Hello and welcome. This is Motorsport Radio. Here's the latest from the Superbike show team. My name's Lester and Liam Hodgins is here. We start in MotoGP and Jorge Lorenzo. Liam, hot gossip. Will he be parting ways with the team?
Well, yes, so that is something that's been speculated around about the MotoGP paddock in the mainly last round. Jorge Lorenzo coming back from a back injury, which he suffered at Aston earlier on in the season. Before that, he was starting to show signs of improvement, but basically his attitude towards this sort of whole situation, trying to maybe move team to Ducati for next season, maybe move to Yamaha as well, has not really settled well with the higher-ups of HRC, and especially from team manager at Repsol Honda, Alberto Puig, who we know is very outspoken, but he's come out and said that he will try. Honda are trying to help Lorenzo as much as they can, and Lorenzo has said that he wants to honour his contract. But if they're not working or gelling together, then there's no reason that they should stay together. Mainly because if you look at the team's championship, Repsol Honda should be running away with it, but they're sitting on 333 points, and 300 of those points have come from Marc Marquez, 23 have come from Lorenzo, and 10 have come from Stefan Bradl. Lorenzo hasn't even scored a top 10 this season. Bradl has. So you've got to think, can this relationship continue? Personally, I don't think it should, because we know Lorenzo is an amazing talent and he deserves to be doing better. And it just doesn't feel like it's going to happen, because I think he's fallen out of love with the team. Maybe he has said that he feels scared sometimes, so maybe that's playing on his mind. And if he feels scared, then he will never be performing at 100%. So that is something that he will have to take into consideration, and I'm sure Honda are taking into consideration. They'll see it the rest of the season, but we could see a change for 2020.
Indeed. And
we don't know what will happen. Lorenzo could move on somewhere else, might not, but we'll have to see over the next coming races.
But where will he go though?
Well, he could go one of two ways. He could go to KTM, where Zarco was, or I believe this will be the case if he does part ways with Honda. I think he will take a year out and then come back in 2021 on a Ducati. Not saying it'll be the part of the official Ducati team, maybe with Pramac. We know that Gigi Dall'Igna wants him back because they've had a very close working relationship ever since their 250 days together within their Aprilia team. So a year out for Lorenzo might not be the worst thing. It can get him back up to full fitness, it can rebuild his confidence, it can rebuild his mental strength, and he comes back in 2021 reborn basically as a MotoGP racer. KTM might not want him because they've had troubles with Johan Zarco, and if they see that Lorenzo has been quite difficult at Honda, they might not want to repeat what's happened with Johan Zarco. So a year out for Lorenzo could potentially happen if he doesn't stay with Honda.
Motorsports Radio.
Staying with MotoGP, Johan Zarco booted out of KTM, you might remember. But what's next, Liam, for the likeable Frenchman?
Well, the hot gossip is that he might become a test rider, and potentially for Yamaha. Now, Yamaha haven't said anything, but we know that he worked well with Yamaha when he was there as part of the Tech 3 squad over 2017 and 2018. KTM have said they won't hold him back from test rider duties for the rest of this season, so that could be a role he does go into, and we know that if he does that, then there'll be a big explosion of rider changes coming for 2021. So if he's back in the Yamaha fold, then he could find himself back in a race seat with Yamaha. Not saying it could be the factory team, it could be the Petronas Sprinter team. So that'll be good news for the Frenchman, because if he does become a test rider, that is the best way for him to go. Now, the other hot rumour is that's been bandied around for a few months, is that he could be going to Honda in World Superbikes to partner Alvaro Bautista. Now, would that be a good move for Zarco? Maybe, maybe not, but I think personally, I think it'd be better for him to stay within MotoGP, because he's got lots to prove still, and we know how good he is when he pushed for race wins and podiums over the past 2 seasons with Tech 3. So he just needs that environment. He needs a bike that suits his style, and the Yamaha will definitely be like that. And with Jonas Folger potentially not continuing with the European testing team, this would be a perfect place for Johan Zarco to rebuild his MotoGP career.
Motorsports Radio.
Well, you mentioned Bautista, and in World Superbikes, as we know now, he is moving teams, Liam, and the CEO of Ducati, Claudio Domenicali, has hit out in a tweet. Tell us more.
Yeah, so it seems like a tweet that he's quite hurt about losing Alvaro Bautista to Honda for next season, and basically just called him Bow Bow. So not even referring to his last name Bautista or even calling him Alvaro, just called him Bow Bow, which if I was Alvaro Bautista, I'd be feeling quite insulted by that. But maybe it's a wee nickname to have within the team, I'm not too sure. But he basically just posted the picture, as you can see, and it's a picture from the start of the season where he went on his first row of victories and looked unstoppable within the championship before he started falling off and having some issues, a bit of an injury. But basically he said that they offered Bautista a six-figure salary over the next 2 years, but Bautista wasn't interested. He went off to Honda, wanted to become part of a new project. But he also said that was a decision by Bautista after they confirmed Scott Redding for next year. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's Ducati's own fault. They confirmed Scott Redding before they tried to get Alvaro Bautista. But that's not the case at all. Bautista was hotly tipped to move to Honda months ago. And I think Ducati just wanted to get something sorted for 2020. And with Scott Redding leading the BSB Championship, they thought, right, we'll get him in on the Ducati and have someone that can be a perfect replacement for Alvaro Bautista.
Motorsport Radio.
Back here in the UK, BSB, and it's the Donington round next in the showdown. And can Scott Redding be stopped, Liam?
It's a big question. Personally, I don't think he can be. Obviously he can be, but I think that he will be growing in confidence going into these last two rounds because there are circuits that he now knows he's not coming to for the first time. We know that Donington, he knew from his Grand Prix days. He won his first ever race back in 2008 on the 125s to become the youngest ever Grand Prix race winner at the time, before Chan Onchu done it at Valencia last year. Brands Hatch, he now knows that circuit completely, having raced it earlier on in the season. And Donington, he picked up his first wins of the season there. So coming into these final two rounds, basically, whoever wants to stop him, Josh Brooks is his closest challenger, his teammate. He's going to have to put all his chips in and go 110% to try and overthrow Scott Redding for the championship. Right now, it's hard to look past Scott Redding on bike number 45 to take the championship in 2019. He just looks so good on that bike at the moment.
We will wait and see. There's been some rider movement, and over at Tyco BMW, if you're not aware, well, there's been some changes. Tell us more.
Yeah, so this news broke a couple of days ago that Glenn Irwin will be departing his second team of the season. He departed from the Bournemouth Kawasaki squad earlier on and joined Tyco. Now he will be departing Tyco BMW for the remainder of the season, and it will be just Christian Eden who will be taking up the reins for at least the next round. He tweeted out that it looks like it'll just be him. But there's a hot tip around the BSB fan page, and some people in the paddock are saying that, well, Brad Ray could be going to that team. We're not sure if this is true or not, but it is something that could be generating some sort of rumour around the paddock at the moment. So watch this space, as we say. Brad Ray could be going to BMW, maybe not for this season, but potentially for 2020.
Indeed. Watch this space. Motorsport.radio, the place to check out. Well, there's been other rider movements as well. MV Augusta, we know some of the dramas that have befallen that team. Gino Ria, back again.
Yeah, they seem to be changing rider lineups more than you can shake a stick at. But Gino Rea competed for them a few rounds ago, and they seemed impressed by him. So they've invited him back for the final two races of the season. It's great to see Gino back. We know how good a rider he is, and he will be competing for the Bike Devils Insurance MV Augusta squad up until Brands Hatch at the end of the season. So it's good for him. At least he's got some. He can build upon this to try and prove himself good enough to be in the team either for next season or to push himself forward for another role in 2020 and another BSB team.
Well, for the very, very latest, you want to check out motorsport.radio, or you can become a member on Facebook of the BSB Fans Facebook group, Fans and Support categories Facebook group. But for now, though, that is the latest from Motorsport Radio and the Superbike Show team. My name's Lester. Thank you very much, Liam, and join us again.
The Superbike Show on Motorsport Radio.
Hey everyone, Bradley Smith.
Hi guys, I'm Danny Buchan.
Hi, I'm Tom Sykes.
This is Motorsport Radio.